This is a message
from the largest childhood hunger campaign in the U.S. Millions of kids nationwide live with hunger. That's a problem we know how to fix.
Come on, girl, let's get it.
It's a miracle.
Our mission
is to end childhood hunger, and we need your help.
Like, why is he gonna back him up here?
Picking up one.
Till the world say my motherfucking name.
Rondo with a 4. In main, let's get a 5.
Ace planted, and this round will start again. YZL cleans the other one. Dexter Morton grabbing. YZL grabbing 3. YZL grabbing.
Rondo lovers, YZL.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Titan Challengers Cup. Today, we are here for an exciting match between DBC and Mango Lovers for the upper finals here. I'm going to be one of your casters today for this best of 3. I'm Flaylin, and joining me here today is...
Hi, it's me, Jaden and Flaylin. I am so excited to be back in the booth here with you for the upper finals. Just a few games away from TCC Grand Finals. It's been a very exciting season, and I'm super excited.
Yeah, so we have a best of 3 here today. Dragonstorm Battleclan versus Mango Lovers. A pretty exciting matchup for the upper finals to decide who will go on to face Wagat in the grand finals here. But we have 3 maps today, starting with Haven for the first one. Jaden, what do we think for this first map coming up here?
You know, I've always absolutely loved watching Haven. There's so much you can do on that map in terms of strategy, just the way it's positioned, especially with it being a 3-site map. There's a lot of ways to get onto Seaside. You can go for Garage. There's just so many interesting things you can do, and it really forces a defense to be spread out in a way that they don't like to be. A lot of the times you'll see teams even run just one sentinel on that C site, which can be abused if you have a really, really good and quick attack. You can overload that site very quickly. So I think that should be a really interesting map. DBC will be starting on attack. So I'm excited to see that Haven map and see what they've cooked up in the drawing board.
Yeah, Haven is a good map to start on. After that, we're going to, I feel like, less of a, can't think of the word, but traditional map with Pearl, and then finishing it off will be on Bind. the defense, and then Neon is your traditional, duelist. You just get in there, break some of the sight lines, and so I definitely am a big fan of the team comp that we see from Mango Lovers, but I also understand that double controller from DBC can be pretty useful.
Yeah, most definitely. I think this defense that we're going to see here. Ooh, I honestly find this opening setup a little bit strange. Absolutely no one on A, and we're going to see an early C aggression from DBC. I don't know how I feel about it, but there's no one on C site. So this could be really dangerous.
Yeah, they've got a tripwire to contest with, but a really good strategy sometimes is just 5-man running it down with the defense spread so thin. Might get to see some first blood here. That tripwire, ooh, Winnie, some good shots through the smoke. The first one falls. Scorpion claiming the first blood. There we see the gate crash. Some relocating here as DBC tries to hold this C site. Friendly fire with the paranoia. Shock dart goes through. Scorpion finds the first. Headshot onto the second. Super Monster gets taken down by Winnie. Just 2 remaining for DBC as the walls close in. Flawless first round.
And a beautiful retake there. And what I thought was going to be a questionable call ended up working great for Mango Lovers. You're able to take this site on the retake very quickly, and you trust it. You're like, hey, we're going to let you take over this C side. We're going to let you take it, have the control, and we're just going to fight you for it. And it worked out. It worked out heavily in their favor. What was that? Only 1 dead, and that was at the very beginning of the round there for Mango Lovers. And now you have guns. So we see them go back to a more traditionalist setup in a 3-1-1.
Yeah, especially when you have those 2 duelists, each defending round is so important to be able to pick up.
Go, go, go.
And so just any round that they can get here, especially if they can convert the second one, will be huge.
There.
There is some aggression towards B site. No one falling for either team yet, but this B site is a very difficult site to hold against a retake. You have to clear space, which is what's happening, but Ren shuts it down. Pooh, though, not to be outdone, gets 2 of their own. The relay bolt not finding anything as Beethoven and Super Monster both get theirs. It's just Winnie in a 1 versus 3 as a round that was assuredly theirs has fallen into enemy hands. The first one, the second.
Oh my gosh.
Winnie, a man on a mission. The last one. Taps the spike. Super Monster biding their time, knowing it's a fake. Oh, peeking.
How about I
Just
only
when
bring
Winnie
a
looks
roulette
away.
next time?
And man, what a great round from DBC. And you win on your eco. I mean, just double victory right there. A stunning round. And Winnie almost pulled off the clutch. Was a shot away and some time away from pulling off the clutch, but didn't end up pulling through. And now we're sitting here on round 3. It looks like we will have a P10.
Yeah, we're gonna have to take a quick second here. Just a little bit of technical issues, but come on. You got a little teaser. You seen the first 2 rounds go a little back and forth there. So we're gonna take a quick intermission here, but please stick around. We'll be right back after the break.
Cryptic Coaching. This is our professional coaching program, where ranking up is 100% guaranteed, with in-depth coaching breaking down agents, fundamentals, and more. One-on-one personalized coaching with just you and a coach. Group interactive classes where we break down hundreds of topics. Professional masterclasses where we bring in pro players or coaches. Hundreds of 5-star reviews and testimonials from players who went from gold to immortal in just 2 sessions. Join our Discord, link down below in the description to start today.
Yeah. The main tell, I think, is if like you're in main menu and it doesn't actually say main menu and it says like waiting. That's how you know it's not gonna work.
All right, so we're DCing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess what they say. You might have to restart your Valorant as well, Jaden, but you know Spectre. So you'll...
Yep. I'm gonna restart Valorant real quick and Spectre.
Yeah, you do.
At least it'll be the same information, just so I don't have to update it. I'm sorry, that's my fault. I take full responsibility.
Rollback is actually technically kind of when you go back to a round that it was on. But like I guess you could use it in that sense.
Cryptic Coaching. This is our professional coaching program, where ranking up is 100% guaranteed, with in-depth coaching breaking down agents, fundamentals, and more. One-on-one personalized coaching with just you and a coach. Group interactive classes where we break down hundreds of topics. Professional masterclasses where we bring in pro players or coaches. Hundreds of 5-star reviews and testimonials from players who went from gold to immortal in just 2 sessions. Join our Discord, link down below in the description to start today.
All right, welcome back. Sorry for the quick pause there. We're back, getting straight into it here on Haven between Dragon Battlestar Clan and Mango Lovers. Jaden, how we feeling? How we rocking?
I'm vibing. I'm great, Flaylin. And you know what? Breaks happen, but you know what happens after breaks? Crazy stuff, right? You know, your typical low elo streams, you know, with all the great pauses. But we're back. We're back.
Yeah, we're back into it. Two great first rounds, and now, I mean, can you ask for more on a third one? 5 versus 5, looking for a pretty big sight hit over towards A.
Yeah. I mean, I'm excited. Oh yeah, it is 5v5. Oh, this is gonna be funny.
Yeah, 5 versus 5 over on A. I mean, on attack, that's a pretty solid strategy. It's kind of interesting where a 5-man rundown just when they're spread so thin is... It actually works surprisingly well compared to more complex like defaulting, but gonna see what happens when all 5.
Oh no.
I'm out of here.
All right, Sky Flash, ripping. Oh, straight down the sight. It's Nico getting the first blood. Now things have quieted down. I don't know if they know that all of Mango Lovers is on site. That's a huge paranoia. Nico with 2. Only 1 remaining. It's Dawn taken down.
And a great round there for DBC as you take your first lead, and we go into the what I would always say is the most important round of the game, and that's the first rifle round.
Yeah, definitely.
This decides a lot of the momentum for the game because it really is, everyone has even guns, even util, and it also decides the economy for the rest of the game. Now, DBC does have an economic overload from winning their eco round just a few rounds ago, but coming in here on round 4, it looks like they're going to be leaning over towards this A site on the default.
Another quick dash over towards A. No one getting tagged yet, but a Viper wall barely separates both of them. Pooh catches the edge of Winnie there, and 2 quickly go down for Mango Lovers, giving DBC sort of an edge here to where they might get the ball rolling, especially with that econ building up. Gizmo taking some shots over towards Pooh, isolated duel, and it's not looking good for Mango Lovers here. A lot of time to work with. Spike goes down, but you're up against a 2 versus 5. You could do some exit frags here, but I think they're probably just gonna save. So heading 1-3, a great start there, especially when you're going into that rifle rounds. Jaden, what are we thinking here?
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely an early lead, but also Valorant's just such a long game. There's so many rounds. I mean, you got to get to 13 total rounds won. So even if you do take a early deficit, you can call a timeout. You can really lock back in. This half is still winnable, by the way. You can still, bring it back in, get this to very respectable, maybe even 6-6, 7-5, something like that.
Oh, getting a little bit greedy there.
Nico died.
Yeah. Definitely some room for a comeback here, especially when you are starting on that defensive half with more of an aggressive comp, but you think they'll be able to pull it off?
Yeah, I think anything's possible. I mean, we have seen crazy stuff. I've seen crazy stuff in my time in Valorant.
Talking like you're an unk here.
I really am.
Don't say that.
Like
that makes me ancient.
All right, Grandpa.
I'm gonna have to start going back to the retirement home. But now opening up, a lot more passive here for DVC. Not really taking the fight, although Winnie, hearing nothing, decides to press up and gets shut down by Pooh once again. But still, they haven't taken anything. They're deciding they're forced their way into garage, maybe over towards C. The flash comes through, a second flash. Dawn blinded. Neon moving through. That breaks some of the crosshairs there, and the walls fall. Dawn and Ren both going down. Now C site is in the hands of DVC. And
Spike planted.
if there's anyone to really make a difference here,
One
it's gonna
enemy
Scorpion.
remaining.
Oh, Caster's Curse there. Now it's a 1 versus 5. And really, this game has slipped out of the hands of Mango Lovers.
Yeah. I mean, especially early on, you never want to take early bets. They're hard to pull out of. Your mental gets a little bit hurt, a little bit ruined, and especially here on map 1.
Yeah, it's, you know, more attack-sided comp. I feel like I'm a broken record, but you're on a hard... Honestly, I feel like a double initiator or a double duelist when you're starting on defense is... It's a risky choice, because if you can't recover the mental, it's going to be trouble. But you know, it's definitely anything's possible as long as you're sufficiently mentally tough. Ooh, a quick rollout here. I think Nico actually gets stuck by the dart there. Winnie again and again going down in that A short area, A sewer. The rollout is here. Cabbages breaking their way into sight. Pooh on Dawn. Paranoia goes through, but no kills come as a result. Ren getting some sort of recompense here. Taking down the enemy Omen. 3 versus 4. Pooh shutting it down. The player to beat here.
These retakes are just not working out like how they want them to, and it shows.
Yeah, the Paranoia came out so early, and the util was dumped to shut it down, and now you still have, you know, nano nades and a Viper Molly to contend with here. It's just... Oh no, Scorpion's been spotted. Oh. Yeah, now it's just Ren, and that's 1-5.
What a start to this game by DBC. They've been quick, they've been decisive, they've been punching.
Almost out.
And every round win has been decisive. It hasn't been really been close, except for maybe round 2 where you
is ready. They think they know.
Yeah. I feel like I don't know what the change they need here. I definitely dry swinging the Viper wall over and over again hasn't been helping them in that A sewer.
Well, that's one thing. This DBC team, they've adapted very quickly, and they have taken control. And I've just seen no sense of a counter. You know, you're not trying out anything new. You're sticking to what you think is going to work, and it hasn't worked so far.
Standing ahead.
And they're going to keep on abusing this A site, it seems.
Yeah, A site, really, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Pooh, the one tearing open this half of the site, waiting to initiate on a controller. Pretty much been the space maker here. Still no conflict just yet. We've seen it a couple rounds ago where DBC kind of bided their time and ended up getting some good spacing here, but Scorpion looks like they're ready to call over the rest of the team. Skydog and Omen blind, or sorry, Omen smoke coming through. Scorpion tries to get it, but Pooh is the one who comes away with the first blood, and now both nano nades have been invested. Some shots falling, none landing. Scorpion looking like they might be ready to make a play here. Gotta see if they can get this retake to work. It hasn't worked so far. They've been shut out every single time. Paranoia is ready. In comes the dart, the Paranoia, the flood has to come in from behind, but no one comes in, and now all the util's gone. Nico gets the first, and now it's a 3 versus 5. You have ults to work with, but the util just wasting away. And that's gonna do it. We're going to 1-6.
Man, at least I have here this game looking pretty much out of lane. DBC dominating on main Oliver's active.
Watching here.
Yeah.
And right now they're hitting trick shots. I mean,
you know, you were talking about the retake there, and it just, you saw the dart and the Paranoia and the blinds coming through, and just no one pushed into sight. What's happening here?
You know, I think it's a little bit of nerves. This team has dominated you early on, and you're just a little bit nervous to try that hit. You're just a little bit nervous to try and, you know, make a play happen.
Definitely.
And you got to get past that. If you want to win against DBC, you got to get past that. Oh my god!
A firing squad down mid, and DBC comes away with all the cards.
Well, that's certainly not one way to build confidence.
Yeah, that's... At least they have rifles now. That's the most I can say here. Wow. Good lord, this is a beatdown. 1-7, DBC taking a commanding lead here.
Yeah, you would know something about beatdowns, wouldn't you?
Whoa. Whoa.
Oh my god.
Shortcut.
It's just getting gunned down. Beethoven taking 2 names straight off the bat, and something has to happen on the retake here. At least getting someone into sight. Too many times we've just seen where they just get stalled out over and over and over again. 5 ults already for the side of Mango Lovers. And DBC also has 4 here. Paranoia, the Paranoia, and then am I imagining it? You know, there's nerves definitely, but dumping a Paranoia and then running away. I just feel like the util and the floods back on the site just have not been there.
Yeah, and you're completely right. And they're not fighting for sight. They're not fighting for map space. They're sitting back and they're taking 1v1v1, and they're dying every single time. And at a certain point, you gotta have something in you that says, hey, if I don't do something, we're gonna lose. You need a hero play, and here comes out the timeout expected.
Yeah, what? You know, you definitely need the hero play. Their economy is in the dirt right now. It's just what? So what adjustments are needed here? What's been going wrong for this team?
You know, I think a lot of it is still with the confidence. And DBC, they have done everything right at keeping this team shut down. They've won rounds decisively. They've kept nothing to be said. You know, no question about each of these rounds. And if you're Mango Lovers, you need to start playing to your numbers. Find the 1v1s. Find the player isolated. Isolate them. Make them overextend. Now, this is a team, I will admit, DBC has not overextended really at all today. They have played fundamentally great Valorant, but you got to force them to want to go deeper. You got to make them want to go chase you for the kills. And with that being said, maybe give them the free space. Give them all the free space, and there's a possibility someone might overspend. It's a risky call, I know, but risky calls sometimes wins games, especially when you're down like this and you need some sort of momentum change. You got to make the risky call.
Yeah, plays need to be made, and oh, the C push. If they do it at the right time, but Beethoven looks back right when it's necessary. Dog comes through. No further kills for either team, but we might have a bit of a push here from Scorpion down mid in a good position. Have to watch out for that alarm bot though. And the turret holding mid. It's going to be tough to get a flank without the other team noticing. Even just some presence here could help slow this push down as the cabbages start ripping into sight. It's all on Ren and Dawn to try and hold this A main area. Who working their way up. Dawn is surprisingly coming away with the first blood. A much needed kill here. The reverse overdrive from Nico. In answer, Ren a second, Ren a third. 2 members remaining. Super Monster not letting this round go to waste. The neural theft to secure it. Now in a 2 versus 2. Super Monster keeping it alive. Dawn bringing us to 1 kill away from finally back on the board for Mango Lovers. And it's just Silly Cat in a 1 versus 2.
Currently, Silly Cat at the bottom of the leaderboard for DBC. 2, 4, and 5 do have the
enemy remaining.
and they're able to find one. And just like that, this is back into a round 1v1 Dawn versus Silly Cat.
Yeah, great shot to hit there. If there's ever a time to start popping off, it's now. Dawn pulling out the Phantom, but Silly Cat seems to have an idea. Dawn, though, comes away with it. Finally, getting Mango Lovers their second round. 2-8.
Spike defused.
Good push there, but also a good recovery, and I think definitely, even though Scorpion didn't really get a lot on the kill feed from that flank up mid, just breaking the turret in mid is enough to make several members have to watch their back. Just the turret being gone, you don't have something watching that sort of mid doors area, grass. It really slows down the push and makes it a lot more difficult. 3 members peeking mid, maybe looking for a repeat of the round where they gunned them down through the smoke. I like the defense taking some more aggressive angles here. That angle, that peek from Dawn is really going to buy up a lot of freedom where you see the defense gets to shift over towards B and C because he has such an early sight line. Now, spotting a little bit of aggression maybe with the smoke. The flash goes through. Dawn is stuck between a rock and a hard place and somehow gets out unscathed.
Gotta go.
I like that DBC hasn't committed to this yet. They're leaving Pooh there, but they have the double controller to work with, so it's okay if Pooh goes down here. Pooh's gotta be wary of that kill trip though. Breaks it, draws over the defense. It's just Winnie left alone. Silly Cat. The entire site of C is isolated and no one from Mango Lovers is on it. DBC has read this perfectly, and they have a free site plant, as well as 3 ults to try and defend it with. Recon Bolt goes through, but gets broken. Now, this is what Mango Lovers has struggled with all game. The Floods have just not been there. Every time they've lost the site, they've lost around. But the Paranoia comes through at the perfect time, and they're running into sight. Dawn getting one. Members from every which way going down, and it's just Dawn again.
Placing sentry.
I believe
They made it happen before. Have to wait out the lockdown, but time is really not on their side. No cages left to work with. Dawn trying to peek a fight here. Super Monster, though, not letting the stick come through. Super Monster plays the time and brings us to 9-2.
Last round before the switch.
Wow.
Jaden, what do we think there? That site execute was definitely a lot better than what we've seen from Mango Lovers so far, but it might be a little too late.
Yeah, I mean, it definitely is, but hey, maybe you can get the 9-3 curse.
Yeah, 9-3 curse, statistical anomaly. They'll have, you know, a guiding wind from the 9-3 curse at their back. Paranoia goes through. Again, the Paranoia and just not pushing in off of it, although DBC has definitely been able to use this neutral pretty well so far. The Stinger shredding them, but the Phantom quick to answer back. Nico, a quick 2. Silly Cat bringing it just down to Dawn. He gives away their position on the flank. 1 versus 4. 2-10, and that ends the first half. DBC, a commanding first half.
Switching sides.
Now, swapping over to the other half, we're gonna have to... It's one of those things where you can blame it on the team comp, where you have 2 duelists, so you're built more for attack, but eventually you look at 210 and you say, okay, even if the team comp was not ideal for this map on this side, it should still be a little closer, like a 4-8 or a 5-7. But, you know, you get a strong start here, you get a couple rounds rolling, you just have to really play some perfect Valorant here. Simple mistakes cannot be afforded. Gizmo taking that early space. I like the early aggression here, that Viper wall. Actually, from the defense, really letting the offense into sight. 1 for 1 so far, but the defense is not giving this up. Pooh getting their 1. Ren, though, pushing them back, trying to get Nico out of the end sight. The call comes through. Scorpion closes in. It's just Beethoven in 1 versus 3. Finds the first, though. Both members are dangerously low. If Beethoven can get this, the 3rd Beethoven! That is a huge round and might be the nail in the coffin here for the first match.
Oh wow, and the two-bag.
A little bit of BM there.
I love the confidence, and I love just the way they're playing. They're playing mean, they're playing aggressive, and I love it.
Clutch.
I love it from DBC. As now you're just 2 rounds away from securing map 1 and bringing yourself 1 step closer to that grand final appearance.
Yeah, and that's, around like that, if we were 0-0, I wouldn't even be worried about it, but when you're digging yourself such a big hole, just you can't make mistakes like that where you're giving an isolated player 3 1v1s when you guys have such low health. And it's giving up a round that definitely should have been yours and given you a really good start to this second half. But now, you see the Stinger by. I like the push over towards B, a lot of close gunfights, but you need to take space here or else you're going to get flooded back into some shots going through. But that's a great relay ball. 2 kills for Gizmo. That's exactly what you want to see out of your utility. Oh, but the peaks, Nico there. Dawn does get something, but you're left in a 2 versus 2. Scorpion, though, shuts down Nico, who's been on a tear. The Owl Drone comes out. Super Monster knows where 1 is. Playing some ring around the Rosie. They might be able to get some kills here. Running into the smoke, but no. Somehow, someway, Mango Lovers stay in the fight.
Well, I mean, that's all you have to do. You have to stay in it.
Yeah.
You know, I played a good bit of my own sports, and all that matters is that you're still there. You're still there. It's still possible. It's still winnable.
Yeah,
Every game is winnable.
As long as they haven't lost yet, it's definitely possible. And now the economy's looking a little better for Mango Lovers here. And definitely still getting some rounds to get some confidence here would be crucial. But they have the right read. No members of DBC are on site, but the flood is just, it's immaculate. 4 up, 4 down. Dawn does get 1, but it was just, there was never even a chance. 3-12 match point for DBC.
Just what a dominant game from them, but I believe in the comeback.
I'm out of here.
Even if they have worse guns and no economy, and they have just not hit the rhythm all day, and they've missed a bunch of shots, and even when rounds are close, they're not really close, and they had to get really lucky with clutches. I believe in the comeback. Why?
Yeah,
because I love underdogs.
It's, I won't say I think they're out of the map, but, if they can get a couple rounds of confidence this series, but, oh, and that's exactly the way you want to start. 3 kills here, but need to know that someone's coming up your flank here.
Oh, they do.
Yeah, the tripwire went off. 2 versus 4, you still have to worry about Pooh, but Ren shuts that down quickly. Scorpion gets the spike down, and Ren cleans it up, a 3K. And now the ball's starting to roll the other way here.
Never ends.
And I just said this a round ago. It's all about the opportunity, knowing that, hey, it's still possible. And Ren still got it. Ren has been probably the brightest spot on the team, currently 14-9-3. Does have their ultimate as well. They're currently 3rd on the overall games leaderboard behind Beethoven, 15-7-6, and Nico, who's 16-11. But Ren has had a fantastic game for Mango Lovers and should definitely be a bright spot in the next map and hopefully in the upper final, grand finals or lower grand finals.
Scorpion pushing in. Oh no, Nico gets caught with their utility out, but their teammates
Down A.
there to clean it up. Shots being fired.
You're done.
Somehow we come out into a 2 versus 2. It's Ren and Winnie. They still have Spike. 2 versus 2. Pooh. A lot of rhyming words here. The dominant player in the first couple rounds.
Last player standing.
Ooh. That's a tough fight to lose there. Now Ren has to stick this. Oh, they mess up the teleport. What a way to end game 1. DVC take it 13-4.
No need for this.
Not a close first game.
Yeah, that's dominant. That's dominant. That's what you want to do every game. When you go into a game when you're going into, game planning for this team, the first things you're always going to say, we're going to dominate on all cylinders. We're going to dominate the attack half. We're going to dominate the defender half. All of us are going to go positive. It's that kind of mentality. That's what they came in today and they had. And it wasn't close because they said, hey, we don't want to just win. We want to leave no questions. And that's exactly what they did on this map. They warmed up well. They hit the range well. I respect it. I respect teams that can win in dominating fashion. They also have a little bit of spice to them early on in this series. But there's still a ton of Valorant to be played.
Yeah, we've got at least one more map coming up where we're going back to Pearl. DBC is going to be starting on attack again. So we're going to need to see if they're able to figure it out, really. Definitely tough going into attack, but, Pearl less of a... we need to see if Mango Lovers can figure it out. Apologies, but... We have a quick intermission coming up here, so I think we're going to take a little break, and we'll be right back with some more exciting Valorant. So please make sure to stick around if you want to see some more from the upper finals between DBC and Mango Lovers.
W.
Yay.
Cryptic Coaching. This is our professional coaching program, where ranking up is 100% guaranteed, with in-depth coaching breaking down agents, fundamentals, and more. One-on-one personalized coaching with just you and a coach. Group interactive classes where we break down hundreds of topics. Professional masterclasses where we bring in pro players or coaches. Hundreds of 5-star reviews and testimonials from players who went from gold to immortal in just 2 sessions. Join our Discord, link down below in the description to start today.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the upper finals between Dragonstar Clan? Dragonstar Battle Clan? Jaden, am I getting that right? And Mango Lovers?
DBC. I don't know that.
DVC.
No one does.
Yeah, but after a bit of a stomp on the first map here, Dragonstorm Battle Clan. Yeah, after a bit of a stomp on the first map here, Dragonstorm Battle Clan is now having the upper hand. And we're going into Pearl for the second map. You know, I guess, what are we looking at? What are we thoughts going into this, Jaden?
Well, I don't know about you, but I'm looking at LED 165 hertz monitor that's displaying a game called Valorant.
Oh God.
But
what do you think about that game of Valorant?
well, map 1 was definitely not exciting. DBC just smacked Mango Lovers around. So maybe we see a little bit more competition from Mango Lovers ahead. 5 to 10 minutes to really just reset your mental, really maybe relock in. But
yeah, the one thing that I want to take out of this, or that I want to see from Mango Lovers, is better retakes, better site takes, better retakes. Just, it's been so dominant of a showing from DBC that it's, when you see them standing next to just such great site takes, flooding in the util, the blinds, the paranoia, perfect over and over again, it just falls flat. Mango Lovers' aggression has really fallen flat, and now they're on attack, and something needs to happen. Do you agree with me here?
yeah, I fully agree. I mean, you got to do something different if you want to win here. And DBC is starting on attack once again. Looking like we're going to see that early A aggression that they love doing last.
Be right back.
Yeah, there's some stall here to manage to buy some time for some rotates from Mango Lovers. This is where the retake needs to happen. You can't have these 1v1s. Gone with a great first kill. Still managing to go 2 for 2. What was that shot from Pooh? What was... that was... Genuinely, I think Mango Lovers played that... They played that great. But Pooh just got away with murder there, hitting one of the nastiest shots that I think I have ever seen in my entire life, teleporting away, and then still managing to clean up the round.
Yeah, that's a great round win to start off, and you know, a little bit of luck. But now, think about Mango Lovers' mental. You really needed that round, and those lucky shots can destroy mentals.
Yeah, the mental is definitely not good here. The Mango Lovers, you really needed to pick that round up. They are getting... That was not a bad hold, though. They definitely had a bit of a struggle there, but they were holding out a lot better than what we've seen before. They let themselves get pushed a little too far back. You know, on that A site, you really can't lose that dugout secret area. It's especially important to hold 2 members staring at the teleport, or the clone there, who barely getting away with 5 HP, a fingernail's worth of health left. But the call from both teams is being made to go over towards B. Some Astra Stars set up, but we're going to see a 5-on-5 clash. Both of the Yorus taking the brunt of the damage here. Smokes to the lay. Oh no, someone checked Nico's computer. Great shot there, and Winnie goes down. Luck definitely favoring the side of DBC so far. But still, 5 versus 4. The retake needs to come through, some util. But no, the ones are just not falling. Nico getting one, and Pooh picking up another. Dawn finally getting something, and a second, but they get shut down. Not a bad 2 kills to get, but you definitely want to see a little bit more for Mango now going into what my partner here, Jaden, my co-caster, Jaden, has referred to as the most important round. Actually, no, I'm a little stupid. That's one round after this. I was going to say the first rifle round, but it's still an anti-bonus round. Yeah. So, we'll just move past that. There is a 5-man rush up over towards A. That's the one thing about when you have worse weaponry, is just grouping up is death by 1,000 cuts here. Nico flooding straight into the site, dashes back out, but that does allow for Pooh to make some space. And here comes the utility. Mango Lovers really needs to be able to hold out here. They are getting on the board. A quick 3, 4 kills, 5, and they pick up their first round of the second map. That's exactly what you want to see. 1-2, Mango Lovers, they're starting to feel it. Now, the first 2 rounds really didn't go their way. This rifle round is going to be very telling for what we're going to see here. But it's definitely still doable. I like the key points they've been struggling with are with their sight holds. And they've understood how to, they've really gotten their utility down a lot better, and their spacing has also been great as well. Not letting these members of DBC get the 1v1s and no trades coming through, and being able to capitalize off of the paranoias we've seen. And that's a great first shot there for DBC, trying to get back in control. The dominant force we've seen all game, but Pooh tearing it open there. Swapping from the controller onto the duelist and just fitting in completely. Not a difference being made. 3 versus 4. Once again, retake needs to be good here. They have util to work with. Dawn gets a good stun there, but still, they make a little bit of space. The ult comes through. Gizmo making it happen in a 1 versus 2. They still have a lot of angles to clear.
Sorry, this was taken.
Not falling for Mango Lovers. So, looking at this, definitely with the retakes, we're seeing, you know, better util. You know, I don't want to say that there's no gunning aspects to this. Just from the POV that we've seen so far, DBC, mechanically at least, you can look at Pooh 7-1, especially in some of the early rounds of last game. The mechanical skill has been a difference maker. But there's abilities and util in this game for a reason. There has been misplays, and we've seen rounds go the other way. And so, you know, it's not out of the question that if Mango Lovers can clean up just a little bit of their game, you know, the retakes, the sight holds, understanding, maybe having someone play anti-flash, although that's kind of hard to get coordinated, especially when you're at a lower elo level. Not that I am some, you know, I know above everything else, but getting that could really get something rolling here. Some slower who got jump scared by Winnie. Wait, Winnie and Pooh, is there some connection here that I'm only just seeing now? But Winnie jump scares Pooh there. And the call is made to go over towards B. The jump spotting exposing their plan. Hopefully drawing over some retakes or some rotates for Mango Lovers. Dimensional Drift comes through. Pooh looking for anybody to pick off the human drone. Gets into the back side. Oh, Winnie unaware. Gets taken down by Pooh. Some revenge for earlier. Prowler goes through and the Astro Wall. But now they've been completely shut out. And just a crossfire that's almost impossible to break. But Dawn on that back line, however, jumping straight into the judge. A flurry of kills for DBC. And it's all left to Dawn. Down to Dawn. The person to make it happen. We've seen them do some great things before. I don't know why Beethoven was watching mid for a second there. Only Dawn was remaining, but this may just be the call for a save round. which honestly, tough retake to make there, especially when you lose some picks in the early round. Somebody's got to be, you got to be aware of the dimensional drift. It's a hard spot. A lot of ults were invested in that round, but now the important thing to do is to look at it. Okay, you got the econ might be a little damaged if you're Mango Lovers, but you have 2 ults ready, 2 ults 1 point off. You have an operator there in the hands of your chamber, so assuming they're pretty confident with the op here, this is a round to win. This is either you're gonna break your bank here and you're gonna be, stuck without anything to pull yourself up, or you get some momentum, you get some rifles here, you invest your ults. This is a force round for you, so this is do or die.
Yeah,
and it looks, yeah, the outcome here may be decided sooner rather than later as they flood their way into A. Gizmo! That's exactly the shot you need to hit. Hunter's Fury comes through, but Beethoven doesn't know where Gizmo is. They do get a bit of a tag onto Winnie. Super Monster cleans up the kill on the Gizmo. Now that op is hanging in dugout. Pooh! Pooh! 3! Pooh gets 3 kills and absolutely dashes the hopes of Mango Lovers. It's all but... I'm sorry, Winnie... Maybe some technical issues there, but Pooh is 14-1. Something needs to happen. Yeah, now we're having a bit of a tech pause here, but the shot that needed to be hit from Gizmo landed, but unfortunately, it was just too much to hold. I like having that operator, but maybe moving them over towards B where they can hold that long sight line might be a bit more helpful. It's just Pooh playing absolutely out of their mind, and now they're running the op. It's definitely a very tough spot to be in here if you're Mango Lovers.
Yeah, and it's just a repeat of map 1. You had some early success, but nothing else really.
Yeah, and some of these rounds have been so close, and it really looks like Mango Lovers are playing a lot better. Even though the score doesn't really reflect it, these rounds have been much closer, and they've been cleaning up a lot of the errors that we've seen where, you have paranoias coming in and no one's capitalizing off them. There's no paranoias, but flashes and stuff where nothing's happening. You're just throwing the flashes in just to use the utility. And we're seeing people cleaning up off of that util, trades happening and falling, but it's a case of a team playing well, but one team just playing better. Where you have a player like Pooh that is just absolutely out of their mind, 14-1, a lot of skill, a lot of luck involved as well. 14-1 is a very dominant scoreline to have, and it's just looking like an insurmountable wall for Mango Lovers to overcome.
Yeah, most definitely. And you haven't found your footing. You haven't found what has worked in DBC. They're controlling it. They're controlling all of it. Maybe we see something happen.
I would really like... There is the Killjoy you have to worry about, but maybe making more use of that mid space could really help, because it feels like we haven't seen a lot of action there pretty much all game. Making use of that mid space, we've seen... It was Scorpion last game on the Sova, where that flank up through mid, just breaking the turret in mid, adds that pressure. It puts this big question mark on the center of the map to where the defense has to turn around and have somebody watching their back because they don't know about it. But Jaden, any thoughts here? I think we might have to go to a brief intermission while we get a little bit more technical issues figured out.
My final thoughts are, it's all or nothing right here for Mango Lovers. Do you want it or do you not? You gotta want it more.
Yeah, do or die. Not a lot to work. It's too late to be able to give up rounds like this. So, oh, maybe not. We just got the player back. So sorry to anyone who was hoping to run to the bathroom real quick or get a snack. We are coming straight back into it.
No, you're all stuck here.
And stuck in your seats, watching nothing better to watch than Valorant on a Sunday night or maybe a Monday morning if you're up late.
Ooh.
Once again, a hit. You know, Jaden, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. But they are abusing that A site over and over again, and they have an op posted on that close angle. Just remains to be seen, but Dawn, 800 credits versus 45. That's a 37 credit upcome right there, or come up. Ooh, tour de force posted on that B long angle. Gizmo, you need to hit this. This is exactly, this is a Chambers, you know, best. This is what they live for. This is exactly where the tour de force needs to come through. They do get smoked out, but there's that little angle there. Yes, Gizmo, that's what you need. Beethoven goes down. This is where the retake comes in. The Nightfall going through. You have that Prowler ready. The Haunt goes through. Ren calling out Nico to their teammates there. Gizmo looking to end free. Radiant with the nasty headshot. And Silly Cat another breaking the spearhead of this push in. And now it's all left alone as it falls apart, and DBC once again cleaning up a round.
And man, just what a dominant performance thus far. They've played great all day, and they're gonna keep on playing great. They're gonna keep on winning. That's the vibe I'm getting right now. They're not letting go of the gas like some teams will do.
It's right there. There are so many moments where Mango Lovers is right there, and then the gunplay, the spacing, the gunplay of DBC has been a lot better, but Mango Lovers, the spacing is just a little off to where two people are watching one angle when you need one on one angle, and it just falls apart, but it's so close. And Pooh's gonna gate crash out. Winnie, the counterpart to Pooh, shutting down their Astra. That's huge for this site retake. This is where it needs to happen. I'm a broken record. Gizmo goes 1 for 1. You have no smokes to shut you off of sight. Open util comes in. Nico dominant, but Scorpion and Winnie both getting 1. Now it's a 1 versus 3. The Nano Swarm is down. Super Monster swinging, but Winnie thankfully there to save it. Mango Lovers get a second round.
And that's another important round. I mean, all it is trying to keep this half alive and trying to keep this game alive.
Yeah, they're playing. This is what we need to see. I got a little worried there. I won't lie. Super Monster 77, not 67. That's Silly Cat. Getting 2 quick kills. Thankfully, Winnie was far enough away to where they were able to clean it up, but that was almost pretty bad there. I think the adjustment there, definitely being able to get that quick kill on the Astra, who's really been shutting down any sort of retake for Mango Lovers, has just made it a lot easier. I love this play from Gizmo. I think they know that Gizmo's there, so they decide to pull back. Not a bad play. Keep the operator alive. Although, it is good to keep the opponents guessing as to where the op could be. But you have some intel, especially, you know, with that Killjoy still up, you have a lot of intel. The ult's coming through. Gizmo getting caught in the smoke. Pooh finds one. Definitely a hard spot to be in. Nico getting another double duelist comp, making a name for themselves. Now Gizmo, if you can wreak some havoc with this op, can definitely make this a lot more doable. But the Astro Stars are going to come down. You're going to have a lot to contend with here. Gizmo jumps across, gives himself away. But there are just so many massive guns to contend with. You've got an Odin, you're up against 4 rifles. It's just Might be better to go for a save here, and then I'm a little confused. Oh, Ren grabs the gun and sneaks away. And back in the driver's seat is DBC, taking us to 7-2. 9-3 curse is still on the table, Jaden.
I believe. Or
Oh no, Dawn.
Technically, we could get to your favorite number.
Yes, 6-7. I gotta love 6-7. 6-7.
6-7.
But it's just.
Gotta tell you. Well, no, look at Gizmo on the leaderboard. I need you to.
Oh, 6-7, 6-7. Instead of Pi
6-7,
Watch, can we have
6-7.
6-7 Watch now? Honestly, the scoreboard hasn't reflected it. The first game was a stomp, but I just want to say Mango Lovers have definitely improved a lot. They're playing a lot better Valorant than what we saw in that first game, and it's making this so entertaining to see. Even though it's become a lot, it's just I keep saying it, but I don't want effort to go unnoticed. It's a good team versus a team that is playing great. A team that is playing good versus a team that is playing great. We're seeing mistakes cleaned up, and it's just, I'm getting fired up. Are you fired up, Jaden? I'm getting fired up just thinking about it.
I am always fired up. This is who I am.
This is the mid space here. Even if Dawn can just break one piece of utility, this would be absolutely amazing. Just the shots alone. Now, they're gonna leave the turret. They have to have that turret to watch that B flank. They're constantly gonna be downing whether or not someone is behind them. Although, the weapons here is gonna be a lot to come up against. 2 quick kills there. DBC again. Oh, Gizmo barely giving a haircut there, and now it's down to a 1 versus 5. Maybe the weapon difference was a little bit too much to overcome for Mango Lovers. Uh-oh. Oh no, the Odin. Gizmo, you know something's coming. You gotta pull the gun out. Gizmo gets away with it, trying to keep the op alive. Maybe gets another frag here. Oh no, Gizmo, you gotta pull the gun out! Oh, what a shot!
Yeah, still fish should hurt.
Yeah, still, 2 kills is good there, but this is really slipping away. Just not being able to hold really any of B and constantly getting pushed into these retakes over and over and over again is really hurting them. Jaden, I don't know. What is the difference here? Do they need to fight for that B space more?
Really? I just think it's a better, it's a good team versus a great team. It's not that they're a bad team. It's just DBC is incredible.
Yeah.
And they also have luck on their side.
Definitely a little bit of luck here. A lot of skill, though. The mechanical difference has really been making itself apparent, but there is room to work around here. Coming away 1 for 1. You do have the heavy hitter down in Pooh, though. This round is still definitely in either team's hands. Although Ren doesn't have a gun, so that's going to be a bit tough to deal with. Scorpion taken down by Beethoven. Super Monster with a sliver of health. I like this push over towards mid, but I think, oh yeah, it looks like Mango Lovers might be expecting a B hit. It's all, once again, coming down to Gizmo to try and hold this site long enough for teammates to come over. Nico dashing straight in, spots out Gizmo, the util going straight into dugout, and the ult.
30 seconds left.
Beethoven raining down fire from the sky. It's just Winnie and Ren left to try and make it happen. 2 versus 4. Site, they are on site. They have some room to work with here, but a lot of these angles are question marks. Super Monster especially holding a great angle there. And the Odin cleaning it up. Now brings us
Last
to 2-9.
round in the half.
Last round in the half.
39.
It's a tougher round to win there. You're gonna have to go for a force here. Maybe, definitely there's just been a mechanical, the shots have been landing. You don't get to 18-5, 18-5, 11-4, and 11-6 off of just util alone. They're clicking heads better than the other team can. But fighting for some of this space, or just either gotta fight heavy, which I like that they're doing on A, or just fully commit to the retake here. And
who's next?
You have
You
have 2 nukes in your back pocket here, and you're one off the dimensional drift. There is room for a good retake to happen. You have to go up against the ult. Winnie, that is a good start there. But you need, there's the dimensional drift. You have the lockdown. You got the astral divide. There is so much that you can do here. Both lockdowns going through. Gizmo, another Dawn, picking up the 3rd on the round. Winnie deciding to stick it out through the lockdown. They hit it down. Silly Cat gets 2, but we see it, a 9-3 curse. And that is the retake that Mango Lovers needs.
9-3, I believe. It's automatically a Mango Winners love now. Win. They won.
Switching sides.
We don't have to play the rest of the game. They won.
Yeah, I think that definitely was something, maybe less so in the second game, but in the first game, I saw a lot of ults being just held the entire game. Being, you talked about it a bit, Jaden, in the first one with the mental there, where it's like maybe you don't want to invest it, but the Sova ult, I don't think we saw a Sova ult all first half of the first game from Mango Lovers. So now seeing them use these ults is definitely a step in the right direction, but it might be too little too late here. What do we think of the setup? Or, sorry.
You know what? I respect it. And DBC, man, they're just so aggressive. On all angles, they're aggressive. And I love it. I love the calls. You want to take over the map space, and it looks like maybe Mango Lovers want to play this map. They really want to find the weak spot.
Yeah. The mid space control is really good here. They have some initial aggression from DBC over towards A, which gives them a lot of space, but also gives them a lot of info, which allows that your gate crash to go over towards B. And so now they have a pretty good idea of what site they are planning to hit. The flash into sight, Pooh, great at not wanting to give up that space, although Ren takes them down as they try and go away. Super Monster stuck in the corner, gets one before being taken down by Scorpion. Beethoven another, dancing around the shots, hiding up top, dashing out. Dawn takes down Nico.
Bring them down.
Now, 3 versus 2 thing started to quiet down. Bit of an inverse of what we've seen all last half. Beethoven looking to rain down hell from the skies, but Scorpion takes them down, and now it's just Silly Cat who gives their position away with a couple of shots here. The C's coming through, lining them up and knocking them down. It's Scorpion with 3 kills to open the second half.
Take aim, Zenfire. Let's not complicate it.
Well, I mean, is it true? Is this the 3-9 curse that we've all been wanting? I believe so.
Yeah, I'm hesitant to see it. I think that definitely, I like what Pooh was doing, where they were trying to retake some of that B space, but maybe getting a little too overzealous off of not that much info. But that's something you talk about with mental. When you get it going, that's a good kill to start off with there. When you get it going, you get it going, and Pooh is a great example of that. But that's a huge kill there from Super Monster. From Super Monster. Ren saving the gun there is exactly what you want to do against an eco round. You don't want to let any guns fall into enemy hands. Closed. They are forcing up here, so you have rifles. Oh, Gizmo. Just barely missing the sight line of Winnie. Pooh. Oh no, Winnie with the outlaw. That is the gunfight that really needed to fall the other way. That is the play waiting to happen. Oh, the call not there. Someone just not watching, and Pooh gets away with it. Scot-free. Ren and Gizmo, the last ones remaining. Both of them have rifles versus a pistol comp here, but the health is so low
30
on
seconds
Gizmo.
left.
The spike is down in sight. It's just a round that really should not have slipped through their hands. It's just completely gone the other way here. Maybe you can do some damage, but really at this point, it's just all over. Gizmo takes down Beethoven. That's the first kill you want to get there, but Pooh cleans it up, and now it's just Ren limping away with a Phantom to save, and that
Thrifty
is not the round that you want to see if you are Mango lovers trying to come back into this.
Now, you know, DBC, you're 3 rounds away from putting this one in the books and securing your spot in the TCC Season 3 Grand Finals. And just so much on the line.
Yeah, this is... DBC are playing like champions right now. This is flawless. You know, Pooh not getting scared off of the line, grouping up in mid, being able to take down an Outlaw that feeds off of pistol rounds. The Outlaw is a demon that claims your soul on pistol rounds, and they absolutely annihilated it up mid. This is exactly what you want to see from a team that's poised to take it all this season. But Mango lovers are down but not out. There is still a chance, although it is a fleeting one. Shock Dart coming through, getting some good tags there. Oh no! The ripping 3! Paper thin walls as Beethoven unleashes Hellfire on A site. Running straight into it. Mango lovers are torn apart, bringing us to 4-11, 2 rounds away from DBC taking it and going to the Grand Finals. The gun difference is becoming insurmountable, and you have ults to combat with. It's just looking like that might be the nail in the coffin, especially when you're up against an eco round. Oh, look at that cinematic. Looking at the dart right there. Beautiful. Nico opening with 2, ready to end the game here. Pooh cleaning it up, and that's exactly how you take hold of A main. Now it's just 2 remaining. Dawn and Scorpion.
Turret down.
That's, you know, breaking util is always good, even if you don't come away with anything. Still, you gotta invest a lot to watch that mid area. Dawn working their way up, hiding, biding their time. Silly Cat jump spotting, sees Dawn. Astra versus Astra. Some shots being fired, but out comes the big gun. Scorpion down, Dawn bobbing and weaving. Finally lands it onto Silly Cat, but Super Monster cleaning it up, bringing us to match point. Game, match series point, whatever you want to call it. Back against the wall. Mango lovers, it's do or die.
You know, you're completely right, but at least that will get a second chance. That's a great thing about these double brackets. You get a second chance in the lower finals if you do. Not saying that you will. I mean, this game is still perfectly winnable, definitely. It's not like you haven't won around in a few rounds, but it's winnable.
Yeah, this might... Pooh quickly going down. That is, you know, death by 1,000 cuts there. You are 22-8, but you cannot overcome that. No amount of crazy shots can let you win a 1 versus 5 like that. Flooding into the site. It's Mango lovers. Super Monster caught in the corner. This is some great play that we've seen so far. But now, DBC needs to show what they have shown us all game with some commanding side retakes. Silly Cat with 3! And they're hungry for the ace. They're not stopping. Nico looking to close the game here. One after another. They all fall. Silly Cat with 4. And they take it. A commanding retake that we've seen all series. Brings DBC to series point, sending them into the finals. GG, everyone.
GG.
That,
And man, what a series.
yeah, a series indeed. You know, I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm not gonna come up here and say that this was a close series by far. But what you can see here is both teams were playing good. You can look at this and see Mango Lovers, first game, got stomped. But a lot of these rounds here, maybe towards the first part of the game, were a lot closer in the second game here. And it's great to see, mid-series adaptations, looking at being able to reflect on yourself, and seeing that. I would be definitely afraid of Mango Lovers coming into the next season. But enough talk about them. DBC, this is one of the most dominant performances I've seen. Maybe not in terms of scoreboard. I've seen less close games, but DBC, just in terms of every player contributing, KD wise, and Beethoven still being able to contribute with some great ults, some great util, firing on all cylinders. It is one of the cleanest games I have ever seen played in this league, and I would be scared if I was watching this. But Jaden, I don't want to ramble on here. What are your thoughts looking at this series and maybe going into the finals?
It is actually really a great, humbling game for Mango Lovers. We're in the playoffs. We're in the final piece of the playoffs, and you still got a chance.
I think it might be set. They might be going up against. I think this was it.
Yeah, no, they got one more game, lower finals.
I think the lower finals may have ended already. I might be wrong on that.
I believe you are. I think.
Okay. I am wrong a lot of the time, so it doesn't surprise me. But I think that's probably going to do it for us. Great series, some great production, Oh, but we do have an interview probably coming up. So, you've seen the last of the Valorant. We're going to get a member of DBC over in here for the interview. So stick around for that. Give you some insight. We're not mind readers. We can't tell you exactly what's happening, although we do try and guess a lot. But as you just heard, at least me, we are wrong a lot of the time. So we're going to have a quick interview. So please just stick around for a little bit. We're going to have a brief intermission, and then we'll come back and give you some insight into what was going on. So, we'll be right back.
Cryptic Coaching. This is our professional coaching program, where ranking up is 100% guaranteed, with in-depth coaching breaking down agents, fundamentals, and more. One-on-one personalized coaching with just you and a coach. Group interactive classes where we break down hundreds of topics. Professional masterclasses where we bring in pro players or coaches. Hundreds of 5-star reviews and testimonials from players who went from gold to immortal in just 2 sessions. Join our Discord, link down below in the description to start today.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the stream. We're here for our little post-game interview with... Would you like to introduce yourself?
Hi, I'm Beethoven.
So, me and Flaylan, we got some questions for you, and my first question is, how do you prep for the upper finals, you know, with this big of a game? How do you prep for that?
Gotcha. Well, I think a big thing is I think we scrim the most out of any team here. We do like anywhere from 3 to 6 blocks pretty much every day, just constantly prepping. And another big thing is we VOD review like our opponents. Like today I was watching Mango Lovers Haven and Pearl because that was the last 2 maps they played on the stream. So just kind of took some notes there and adapted in game.
All right. Hey, definitely the prepping paid off. Some very dominant games we saw today, and a good place to be sitting pretty before going into the finals. But what I wanted to ask is like, obviously, we don't have you as a player have some of the most in-depth view of the inner workings of the team and the game and what all went on. So I wanted to just give you the chance. What do you think maybe is something that your team did really well that maybe someone might not see just looking at it from an outside view? What do you think deserves more credit that you'd want to say and like shout out?
Gotcha. I mean, I definitely want to just give like all my teammates a bunch of credit. I think that last map specifically, our mid-round re-explorations on defense were just perfect. Like that one eco we won right before the match ended, just perfect calls and game sense from my entire team, just listening to me and trusting my calls to just walk here, walk there, and get the kills where we needed to, hitting the shots, and playing disciplined when we need to.
Versus the outlaw on mid, was that the one?
Yes.
Yeah, that was
that was an
beautiful.
insane shot.
All right, well, I guess I'll pass it back over to Jaden. He's got one more question for you before we decide to let you go here.
I just got to know, how does it feel to know you're going to TCC Champions?
I mean, it feels pretty amazing. I've been watching the tournament for a long time now. Always wanted to play, and just been prepping for a very long time. A lot of work up and down with the team, but feels amazing to be the champion in the finals.
Well,
Yeah,
congratulations to you and your team, man. You
Thank you so much.
you guys worked hard for that.
Yeah, definitely. Thank you for coming to the interview. But yeah,
Yes,
that's
thank
gonna
you so much for having me.
that's gonna do it for us in the stream. Jaden, you want to close us off?
Well, thank you all so much for tuning in to TCC Upper Finals. We got 2 more games left on the schedule. We got the lower finals, and then we got the big one. The big old championship, the yellow one. The one to bring it all home. So thank you all so much for watching tonight's games, and we'll see you very soon on TCC.
That was great.
Can I get your ride ID so I can do some